In boating, there's the easy way and the hard way, and many times we pick what we think is going to be that easier path, only to have it backfire in our face, and today we're going to talk a little about that, picking the right way to do things. Now, sometimes we'll pick that method that we think is the absolute correct and easiest way, kind of like this crew here. Sometimes it can be hard to get that boat off the trailer to get some work done out on the hard, but when you've got tools like this at your disposal, life can be just as easy as we see them pull off. Or how about that time you decided you wanted to get a boat lift in your backyard, but boat lifts are pricey, so you went the cheap path, thinking it was going to be great, only to learn, well, you probably should have bought the lift, as this is definitely the more difficult way of getting the boat launched.
Good job, buddy.
Or how about when you try and take the easy path on loading that trailer onto your truck, which means you don't check everything because you don't take your time. That's typically going to have some negative effects as well. Now, every boater sometimes was going to try and find the easy way of getting things done. Heck, even local law enforcement from time to time will get out there on the water and find another way of doing it versus actually having to show up.
You know, times are tough. They got a mannequin in the police boat, Lake Laura, North Carolina, trying to save some money, personnel.
Now, another time as a boater you may be tempted to take that easy path is when you want to go out there and take a swim and anchor up. Anchoring up can be a pain from time to time trying to get the hook to actually catch. So another path you may choose to do is this one. Just go ahead, jump out the boat, take your swim, and just let the boat spin round and round. But of course, not as easy as it sounds, because when you got to get back into the boat, it's definitely a little more difficult time. Or maybe you're one of those sailor boys out there and you decide you're going to go skimping out and not get one of the systems to actually lift your dinghy out of the water. I mean, it's so much easier just to pull it behind the boat. Then I don't have to launch it, I don't have to pull it, and it can just do its own thing. But even that is going to have its ramifications from time to time. Then of course there's the easy method of launching the boat. I mean, when it won't come off the trailer, all you gotta do, easy button, just keep backing her deep. Don't bother checking at the stern of the boat to see if the straps are still attached. And then definitely, you can always try and just break it free by using the power of the vehicle. That one always works out well. Now, of course, there are plenty of tasks in boating that really don't have an easy button, and many of those tasks are left up to the pros, the guys who are out there on the water all the time. And probably this is one of those tasks. I've yet to really see a truly easy way of getting this done. In fact, I've been blessed enough, or cursed enough you may say, to actually have done this a few times through a previous job that I once had, and it's absolutely just about as terrifying as it looks. Now, many times the boat will turn to kind of help you out where you won't deal with the wind and waves like this guy is, but in a situation like this, I don't think you can get me out there. I'd probably be that guy that was like, you guys can leave me, I'll just stay on this boat, I'll get off at the next port. Now, boat maintenance is one of those tasks I hate, but it is a task that must be completed, so I'm always open to taking some easy button tips on how to make my maintenance life a little easier. So if any of you are ever looking for a way to try and get the motor off the back of the boat, here's a little tip and a little helpful hint for you guys on an easier way to do it than trying to do it the old-fashioned way. Now, some people have struggles with docking, so if they're looking for some help on that, here's a tip: never approach anything any faster than you're willing to hit it. And if you need help with throttle control, this is an easy way to control your speed. But speaking of speed, and sometimes having an easy button and making things look easier than they should be, I don't even know what this is, but I want one. I mean, it looks a whole lot easier than wakeboarding, and maybe it's just this guy's making it look easier, but man, that looks like a ton of fun, all about being on the easy button mode. And speaking of easy button modes, you know, you don't like going to the boat ramp, you don't like trailering your boat, so you might think, well, the easy button mode to this is going ahead and getting a boat slip with a boat lift where I just go out there, press a button, and life is golden and easy. I'm here to tell you guys, having a boat lift, depending on where you are, is not all it's cracked up to be. If you're in a busy waterway with heavy currents and heavy wind, you will find that it's just more of a task than even going to the boat ramp to launch your boat. And then of course, the easy button mode for going out there and hitting the sandbar. Sometimes that can be a task where you've got to manage the depth of the boat to make sure you're in a good spot. Or you can just follow this crew's advice and full sender straight up onto the beach and not have to worry about it at all. Thanks for watching, crew. Hope you enjoyed this episode of Boneheaded Boaters of the Week. If you ever see anything crazy happening out on your waterways, be sure to hit us up on Facebook or Instagram and let us know, and you might see your stories over here. Just like Carlos Velez, Adam Coolidge, Against All Winds, Caleb Bellin, Hydrofoil Highlights, Django Mike, Joe 3 Rubino, Practico Gemdesp, Romaine Bastro, and of course Will Tiller 1 did this week. And if you guys haven't already, go ahead and drop an anchor on the subscribe button here.